Hi, my name is James Irons, and I am a student at Cumberland High School. Throughout my life and my high school career, I'd consider myself a creator, an artist, someone begging to question what can be made, what can be done. From a very young age, I've always found myself very fond of the arts. I was always taking any opportunity to draw on a piece of paper, my homework, draw on anything, and draw whatever I could. I just had a lot of fun doing it, and I was able to show a lot of expression, show a lot of interest in the things I did and the things I liked. When taking the Writing 104 course, I thought it would be very befitting of me to take part in the Maker Badge. Reason being is because I consider myself a maker. This year especially, I really took it upon myself to explore a side of my art that had never really, frankly, been explored. I decided to draw a little bit more liberal things in my paintings. So now it got to the decision part. I was thinking, what am I gonna make? I have this crazy ambitious status I have to uphold. All these people are thinking, what's James Irons gonna do? What's he gonna make? So, I thought, what's the most ambitious thing I could make? Life. So this is going to be my commentary on the process. My friend, he gave me most of the materials I needed to plant my tree. He gave me the seeds, he gave me the cup that's biodegradable, and he gave me the soluble dirt. So what I started by doing was I needed to get some water. And this would be so I could add to the soluble dirt, I could activate it, but I didn't need it for the seed. I know there's some bonsai trees where you need to leave the seed in boiling water overnight, but not for the seed I used. So I added the water to the dirt here, and I kind of felt around. I didn't know I hadn't used this kind of dirt before, so I just kind of had to trial and error this. Add water, check it in the sunlight. The lighting wasn't that good. That was probably the hardest part of this. Yeah, here I was checking the lighting, seeing how I added a little bit more water. I was cautious. Not cautious enough, though. Put the camera down. And it was getting a little soft, but I realized what the issue was the tablet was upside down. All the soluble dirt was at the bottom. And I realized this when it was really hard. See, this is when I realized I poke it, and it had a lot of give. So finally, I had turned it over, and it was malleable dirt. You can see it rubbing off on my finger. I showed in the sunlight, the better lighting. So I took my seed, and I only needed one seed. I know there's a few trees you need to plant a few seeds at a time, but this is going to be my alpha and omega, the beginning of life. I place it in the dirt, and I just kind of put the dirt on top, cover it. So, from the menial amount of time that it took me to put all the parts together, I was able to say that this is my product. So basically, I got this cute little cup of dirt. Hasn't really started growing yet. You know, after inspecting my product though, I did come to thinking a bit. I'd thought initially, is this really all the work? But there's a lot more that goes into it. You know, just planting the tree is really half the battle, if that. The process can take even 5 years for it to become a sapling, to make it to a maturity where you can start doing all the cute stuff to it, like trimming it and training it, putting wires on it. The tree's going to be a bit of a work in progress, but where do we even go from here? So that's when I had the idea for my presentation. For my presentation, I divided the classroom up into groups, and I asked them to create a tree. I gave each group colored pipe cleaners and a foam base from which they would create their bonsai tree. You could tell by the craftsmanship that each group really cared what they were doing and put a lot of work into their bonsai trees, some groups more than others. Halfway through the work session, I made each group switch trees. Now you may be thinking, why did I make them do this? Now the reason being is because you never really understand what kind of tree you're going to get. So I made each group make another tree similar to nature making my tree for me. The reason I made the group switch trees is because I wanted them to treat the new tree with a new set of rules. I asked them to trim branches, make it look pretty, but really, I was asking them to take from the tree. After the work session, I asked them if they felt like they helped the tree, and they said no. I made sure of it then that growing a tree is a more delicate process than baking a cake or riding a bike. You have to give to the tree, long before you ever ask for anything in return. So I will give my tree all the love, comfort, and attention that it needs to become a piece of my own expression, perfect in its natural way.